I'll move this way. What can AI do to impact the price of a loan? Well, I'm just going to show you our experiment thus far and what it does, because it's pretty incredible to see. Customer acquisition. Conversion improvements reduce CAC. That's how CAC goes down, by converting more people that hear about this into borrowers, in our case. What we've seen since 2019 is 5x growth and a 50% reduction in acquisition cost per loan. Now, that's pretty astounding. Most businesses, as they grow, they struggle to keep their acquisition costs flat because the marginal customer always costs a little bit more. But conversion improvements, improving models, change that dynamic. 50% reduction. How about people and data? Well, automation, of course, takes out a lot of that cost. Not just the people cost, which is obvious, but the data cost. Why? Because you spend an enormous amount of both people and data costs on people that don't convert. And the fewer of those that there are, the less it costs per loan. We have seen a 66% reduction in the people costs associated with originating a loan since 2022, just 3 years ago, 66%. And then maybe the one that's most obvious, we've talked more about this in our past, is credit losses. Better models, as you'll hear a lot about today, are better at avoiding credit losses. And when that happens, everybody else gets a bit lower rate, more people are approved. A smarter model reduces credit losses, all else being equal. And so enormous reduction in the subsidy that has to be carried by the payers. Now, the one thing I want to say is, you see the little yellow text there in the upper right. This is not the final state. This is not all that can be done. This is results to date. And there's no reason, if you've seen us, if you notice our automation numbers, how they've just kind of gone and gone and gone, there's no reason all these numbers can't go and go and go as models get better, as AI gets better, as the compute power gets better. So these are not a final state. I, very importantly, wanted to label this results to date. So let's talk about, oh, I should also say, sorry, I'm sort of leaving this on the bottom. When all these costs go down, there's all these economics that are freed up. You know, do they end up in the lender's hands? Do they end up with the credit investors, or do they end up at the consumer's hands? Well, ultimately, that depends how competitive the market is. In a very competitive market, most of that value flows to the consumer. It creates a far better product, a radically better product, which is what I described to you earlier.